optimization. So this would be, let's say, improving our process. For example, let's say one of the improvements I want to make is changing the selector when we start the process so that it's easier to select. So here, when I want to, here in the form, I'm going to modify it. I want to change this selector where I can select a product, and I want it to appear as a drop-down list. Okay, so I'm going to say I want it to appear as an option list. There we go. So it's easier to select a product. So this would be one improvement. I'm going to add another improvement. So I'm going to go to the notifier system task. And here, instead of plain text, I'm going to say I want rich text. I'll save and exit. So we've got all the content ready. I've made a couple changes, a couple modifications. So I'm going to launch the process again and see those changes I just made. So I'll go back to my tasks and I'll click on Start Process. I'll select the product request process. So now you can see it's easier to select a product here. I'll select a coffee machine. I'll click on Send Request. And now I'm going to see in my workflow, I've got an approval task. Here I can see I can approve or reject. I'll hit the button Submit. And now, since we've already submitted this approval, I'm going to go and check my email inbox because I should have received a new email informing me. And now you can see it's got this new format. Okay, now it's got rich text, it's got a new format. I've actually mapped up all the information. One of these fields I've got it wrong, okay? But obviously when we're trying to configure a process in half an hour, we might skip something. So I might have done something wrong here. I'm going to have to fix it. But we can see it's really easy to build a process from scratch with no need or no use of code. This process includes all kinds of different features like automatic delivery and notifications. We published the start message event as a web service. We've also been able to make modifications really quickly without having to program anything. The last thing I want to show you guys is other features that are very easy to use. For example, if I go to any grid where I have a list, for example, I want to export the list of all the fields of the data that I'm using in my process. All I have to do is click here on print, and I can export all this information to Excel. Or if I want, I could automatically generate a document for this process. So this documentation would automatically generate a fully descriptive document with all the details of the process. It's going to tell us, it's going to include the diagram, each one of the objects, each one of the fields, where they're being used, and a lot more of information. Okay, so all of these are different features that we're going to learn how to use throughout the different courses of the consultant courses. And with this, at least we have a very quick view of what the system can do for us.